Campaigns generate thousands of data points. Clicks, purchases, email engagement, customer behavior, ad performance, retention numbers. Every platform is constantly generating more information. And at first, most of the teams throw it all into a spreadsheet, which honestly makes sense. Excel is familiar, it's quick, everybody knows how to use it, at least a little bit. But marketing analysis tends to get pretty messy pretty fast because the questions start getting more complicated. It's not just how many sales did the campaign generate, now it's which customers are actually valuable long-term, who keeps coming back, which audience segment responds to discount versus premium messaging, which campaigns create repeat buyers instead of one-time traffic. That's usually where spreadsheets start becoming painful. At first you build one report, then somebody duplicates it, then another version gets edited, and then suddenly there are 5 spreadsheets floating around and nobody fully trusts the numbers anymore. And every new question means rebuilding filters, formulas, and segments all over again. A lot of marketing teams live in that cycle longer than they should. And that's where tools like R start changing the workflow completely. Because instead of manually rebuilding analysis every time new data shows up, you can create reusable logic that keeps running as datasets grow. That's a huge difference operationally, especially once datasets get large. Spreadsheets are fine until they suddenly aren't. Things slow down, formulas break, files crash. R handles large-scale analysis much more naturally because it was built for structured data work from the beginning. Imagine an e-commerce company launching a new product. Traffic starts coming in immediately, people browse certain pages longer, some customers abandon carts, some segments click ads constantly but never purchase. In a spreadsheet workflow, analyzing all of that quickly can become tedious. But with R, teams can automate parts of that analysis and start identifying patterns much earlier. Maybe a specific customer segment is engaging heavily but getting stuck at checkout. That's useful information while the campaign is active, not 2 weeks later after the budget is already spent. That's really the bigger shift here. R pushes marketing analytics closer to decision making instead of just reporting. And once teams get comfortable working that way, they usually start exploring more advanced analysis naturally. Things like predictive modeling or retention analysis stop feeling like data science experiments and start becoming practical business tools. Because at the end of the day, marketing analytics is really about understanding behavior, why people buy, why they leave, why certain campaigns work on one audience but completely fail on another. The tools just determine how deeply you can explore those patterns. And that's why a lot of analysts eventually move beyond spreadsheets once the business grows. That's where R becomes valuable, of constantly rebuilding static reports. The conversation shifts from what happened last month to what are we seeing right now? What patterns are forming? What should we change before the campaign ends? That's a very different way of operating. If you want to learn more about marketing analytics, R programming, and how data science tools are changing modern marketing strategies, check out the link in the description below.